and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the normal Unovan Stunfisk in the Open Grade League. But before we start commentating this video here, two things first. One thing is thanks so much for the support for the video yesterday for the rank 1 in the world team. If you want another one because someone else hit rank 1 in the world now and I know the team already, leave a like on the video. Let's aim for 400 likes in the next 6 hours and I will be able to release another video for you with the rank 1 in the world team that is currently rank 1 in the world. But yeah, otherwise, this is a very cool team here with the Stunfisk. But the other thing that I want to talk about is that I've seen some comments recently that a few people don't, or like not a few people, a lot of people don't get my content recommended anymore. Like YouTube stopped recommending the content. So if you are also seeing not all the content, for example, the Love Disc video yesterday didn't get recommended at all. Like I see it in statistics and whatever. A lot of people just don't get it onto their timeline. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and also maybe hit the bell down there. Would appreciate it. It's all free, but would help me out quite a bit. And it's kind of annoying to see videos getting out there but not getting recommended. First game here, we were able to bait the opponent twice against the Lantern, which was already a decent matchup for us. Next game, we're going to see a very good lead for us. Mage Charm lead is currently the most common lead, so I went for a Charm A9 lead here for this team. We're going to have the Frosters against us here right now. If they go for Shadow Ball, that would be amazing, and they do go for a Shadow Ball, which will allow me to farm them down in time. Otherwise, they would have been able to go for 2 Avalanches, which would have definitely done more damage, and I needed to shield twice. Like this, we're going to get out the Mage Charm again, which is going to be an interesting play from the opponent. As well as they're going to let this move go through, I will let this move go through as well because it's only an Ice Punch. And we will see now they're going to have a Charizard on the back. This is very nice for us, as our normal Stunfisk is going to have a great time here. Unlike the Galarian version, we don't have the Steel type, we are a Ground and Electric type Pokemon, which will be very cool for the current meta, as we will be able to just spam those discharges and knock out those Flying type Pokemon. It's very cool to use this Pokemon here right now, because you have stab moves like with all your moves, which is not really the thing that you have with the Galarian version, but the Galarian version has a Nuke move with Earthquake and has the better typing thanks to the Steel typing. So there are some differences, but there are also some things that are really similar for those Pokemon. Here we're going to see a Swampert coming in. I actually would have been able to farm them down here. This was a misplay by me throwing this charge move. They're going to shield this move up. I have to shield up as well. And now we still have the Altaria to deal with. While my opponent going to go into their last Pokemon, which is going to be the normal Stunfisk. That's kind of what the Galarian one, I mean. It's going to be a shiny version, which kind of confused me a little bit because it looks like the normal Stunfisk. But yeah, the Galarian version here going to shield up the move. We're still going to be able to survive one charge move here. We have the exact same stats, by the way, compared to the Galarian version. There is no difference in stats, so we are as bulky as the Galarian version. We're just a little bit spammier, but therefore we don't do that much damage. As you're going to see now, we can go ahead, go into the Diggersby, the Altaria comes in. We should still be able to survive one charge move here. This is what we need at least. We have to survive this one in order to win this game here, and we will be able to do this. You see me going for one more fast move here. I want to get some more Dragon Breath damage on me so the opponent gets less farm with their Galarian version there of the Stunfisk, as I will be able to now go ahead and go for an Earthquake in order to knock out the opponent. And this is going to be a very good game, as this Earthquake easily going to knock out the opponent here, and Diggersby is going to sweep endgame. Let's take a look at the next opponent now coming in. Let's see what they're going to run. We're going to see a Ninetales in the lead. Hopefully it's going to be the Powder Snow version, which is way better for us, which is going to be the case here as well. Even if they bait me here, we should be pretty fine. We're going to have to shield twice though, and we're going to see now that they're going to swap out into a Swampert. So far, 2 Pokemon that I really don't want to face with my backline though, so that's not really ideal. But we can stay in here still against the opponent's Swampert. I will be able to just go ahead and go for another Weather Ball. And actually, I think I should have swapped out here at this point of time, because I think, no, actually the opponent would have got to an Earthquake in time, so I had to stay in here for a little bit. But now I have to go into my Stunfisk, which will be able to survive one Hydro Cannon pretty easily, even though it's of course super effective here. We're still going to be able to survive it. It's just the same as the Galarian version, which also can survive one pretty easily, and we will be able to overwhelm a little bit and go for a Mud Bomb. But of course the opponent can go ahead and go into the Ninetales again, but they're gonna go into a Trevenant, and yeah. Here's the thing with this team here, this is going to be a loss, because my opponent's Pokemon, all 3 Pokemon, beat my entire backline. We have a Swampert that beats both of our ground types. We are going to have a Trevenant that's going to beat both of our ground types. Okay, the matchup against Diggersby is kind of more neutral here for us. I think actually Diggersby would be able to win this in a neutral scenario, but the opponent has some energy advantage here right now. but the matchup, of course, of the Alone Ninetales with Powder Snow beats both of our ground types. So this was just a hard team comp. Like, it's difficult to basically win with just one Pokemon, which was my Ninetales here, which actually had play against the opponent, while the rest completely hardload my backline. So that's the first loss here for this video. But this team actually worked out so well. Can highly recommend it to you. There is just a one slight issue for this team here, and this issue is called Victory Bell. As you might see already, we have a Charmander in the lead that's going to be not as good against Victory Bell. We're going to have the Diggersby, which actually has Fire Punch, will be able to win the will be able to win basically the 0 and the 1 shield scenario, but not anything else, like not the 2 shields. And then we have the LilyNiRiain Stunfisk, which will have neutral damage from Mud Shot plus the Mud Bomb here, but still it's not going to be the best matchup against Victory Bell either. Here we're still forced to throw against the Noctowl. Should have went for one more charm with my lead. It would have helped me out quite a bit. As you're going to see now, the opponent going to have a Charizard on the back. They will try to catch a move here onto the Medicham while I wasn't even at a move yet. So that was a great play by the opponent, of course. We see the Ice Punch coming through and we will be able to farm now the Medicham, swapping out immediately. And here's why Quick Attack on Diggersby is just so nice. We will be able to just go straight for the Fire Punch. They're going to let this move go through, but look at the health of the opponent. We're just chunking away on this opponent because of Quick Attack Diggersby here. Blast Burn going to get shielded, which is amazing for us as well. And you see me still throwing some charge moves here because I still have a move stored and I should be able to reach another Fire Punch in time, which will be very decent for us. They have to basically farm up to 2 Blast Burns in order to have a chance here, but even this Blast Burn here will not knock me out. I can swap out and I can snipe the opponent with one Weather Ball to knock out the opponent's Charizard here. Very good game. Charizard seems to be an issue on paper, but it actually is not really an issue here. Next opponent, Altaria lead. Very good for us, and they swap in a Medicham. This is not really what you want to swap in against Altaria, but we will be able to just shield up once, farm them down, and we're going to be able to realign, which is going to be very nice for us. They most likely going to have to have a Steel type in the back. Like, there has to be a Steel type in the back. It's going to be a Rachi Steel, and I can swap out into my normal Stunfisk, of course. I always want to say LilyNiRiain Stunfisk, but it's just the normal Stunfisk here. We will see that Mud Bomb going to do some pretty decent damage here against the opponent. We can two-shot them kinda with the extra damage of our fast move, but the opponent going to swap out now into the Altaria. Smart decision here. I can still go for the Discharge Spam. I have to get rid of the Altaria basically with my Alone Ninetales. But as you're going to see here, I should have already swapped out of here. I didn't know that I could swap out already. I was wondering here while I was playing the battles how my opponent going to be able to swap out now after I threw this charge move against the opponent. They threw their own charge move here as well. Then they can already swap out that fast into their Rachi Steel, which I was really surprised about. But I guess it does make sense because I went for one more charge move too much for my for my normal Stunfisk there. But we can still swap into this one, and because the lock-on damage is basically doing 0 damage here against us, we will be able to still get the knockout there. And here is where Quick Attack comes in clutch again. Diggersby is so bulky. It's honestly one of the bulkiest Pokemon for the Open Great League. Quick Attack does so much damage that we can just go straight for the BM here and go for the Earthquake in order to knock out an Altaria. So that's kind of funny, to be fair. Goodbye there. And we can go to the next game. Azumarill, something I didn't really consider too much while building this team, and this is definitely not something that I really want to face too much here either. We're still going to have a pretty decent matchup with our lead. We win this in the 2-shield scenario here for sure, but I don't even know how we really want to go into the 2-shield scenario against the opponent, or if I just want to go ahead and catch the Play Rough, which works out pretty well for us. We have a shield advantage now, but we don't have a shield advantage, but we have basically the same shields there. As you're going to see the Altaria coming in. This is less than ideal for us. We should have overfarmed a little bit more here, by the way. This was a mistake because it couldn't even have been a Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam on Diggersby is also kind of funny to use, so that would be something that I kind of maybe want to take a look at the future again. Like, Diggersby with Hyper Beam is a very cool save storm right now, so maybe I'm going to try this out eventually. But here we're going to see we can go for another Fire Punch, going to get them low, and I can go for the charge move here. This is really good for me because, as you're going to see here, I will be able to get the shield from the opponent. The opponent has a ton of energy, so I'm going to let this move go through, and I have to hope that there's something in the back that I can beat with my with my normal Stunfisk, of course. But we can see here, we sadly lose the CMP tie against the Altaria, which is really bad for us, because the extra damage here going to matter way more than I thought. They're going to have a Scrafty in the back. We actually would have been able to win this match up here if they didn't get to the Sky Attack in time, because as you're going to see here, they're gonna go for the Power Punch bait. I caught that one, which was really decent for me, but Discharge going to do actually a pretty decent amount of damage. I just need 2 Mud Bombs here, but I just sadly don't have enough HP at this point of time. If I just had a little bit more HP, I would have been able to win this game as well, I think, because the Azumarill was energy dry. So I would have been able to outspeed them and I would have had a better time there, but sadly, this was not the case. We're going to see a horrible lead here against the Registeel there. Diggersby comes in here. Diggersby, of course, Quick Attack is now resisted instead of the Mud Shot, which would have been super effective. We're going to shield up the Focus Blast, which would have done a ton of damage. Wouldn't have knocked us out even a little bit, like we still would have been in yellow health, I think. But we can go for one Fire Punch, and as they're going to let this move go through, just gonna go straight for the Earthquake, and we can knock them out. I take this match up here for sure, getting the shield down there for myself, but still going to be able to knock out the Registeel. Going to be amazing, as they're gonna go ahead and go into their Medicham. Turns out they're running an ABA line, and I didn't expect that. I thought like, okay, Registeel is gone, I should be fine here with my alone Ninetales. But no, they're going to have a Bastion, which is even worse for me. So at this point of time, I have to go ahead, go into my normal Stunfisk here, and I will be able to go ahead and take those Flamethrowers. Flamethrower going to do some decent damage here, but we're still going to be able to just take this Flamethrower pretty easily, and we should be able to go for a Mud Bomb now, which should knock them out here. But of course, they still have 2 shields left, they still have Medicham, which is going to be really awkward to deal with as they have the move Power Punch, so they're going to increase their attack the entire time here right now. And you see me here going for the Mud Bomb. Like, Discharge is usually the better move to throw here because Discharge does more damage, but I don't really want damage. I want to get rid of their shields here right now. And this is the first shield that we're going to get rid of. And now I have to kind of shield this move up as well. I would have been able to not... Okay, I wouldn't have been able to go for the Discharge, never mind. I will be able to go for the Mud Bomb here at least. I can swap out and I will be able to now go for one Fire Punch here. And I can go for another one to win this game, but turns out the opponent gets to a Power Punch. But Diggersby doesn't care. I think it was like 3 times buffed or something. Diggersby still takes it like a champ and knocks out the opponent's Medicham with one more Fire Punch. Good game there. Next opponent, Medicham in the lead. This is going to be very decent for us. We see the Ninetales coming through here with the move Charm. We are forced to shield one charge move up here with our Diggersby, but because we have Fire Punch, we're going to get them pretty low enough that we can farm down with my fast move for sure, and we will be able to realign, which is for me a little bit more important than having my shield here, especially as I'm going to be able to most likely get my shield back anyway, as we have the move Earthquake here coming up, which is going to do some decent damage. So let's see if they're going to shield this move up. They're going to shield this move up, so this was definitely a good decision by us, as well as they're going to go for one charge move for whatever reason. Power Punch is coming through. I'm totally fine with that, as I can now realign my Pokemon, and they're going to have a Toxapex in the back, and our Stunfisk is going to have a great time here. Stunfisk is going to be able to go for one Discharge, doing some decent damage here. Of course, Discharge does more damage than the Mud Bomb, but still, actually, I thought this point of time, look at this, like the Toxapex is basically below half health. I should be able to just win this match up now, farming them all the way down. But actually, they still have more health than I expected. Brian is coming through here, going to be also super effective, of course, but we will be able to still go for one charge move here. I don't really want to risk it. I can still go for one charge move against the opponent's Medicham here right now. I could have went for the Discharge as well instead, which would have been a little bit better. But I can still just go ahead, go for the Weather Ball Ice. The Weather Ball Ice is going to be enough at this range to knock out the opponent. We don't care about the Power Punch. Literally doesn't matter, as we can now go ahead and knock them out. Let's take a look at the next game here, going to be the final game for this video. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. I'm a little bit sick right away right now. It's just hay fever, if you wonder why I sound a little bit weird. We're going to see the Victory Bell here. This is the matchup that I don't want to see. Completely Hardwood in the lead, getting the Bastion onto our Ninetales. We're going to be able to go for at least 2 Fire Punches here, which would have knocked them out, but yeah. Because I know already what they have in the back, I have to play it like this, where I have to go into my Ninetales here, shield up the move. It's going to be a Sludge Bomb, and I will be able to farm them all the way down. Should have waited out longer, because they could have went to their Bastion immediately here, but they didn't, so I will be able to now align my Stunfisk against the Medicham in the back. We kinda... Here's like the dilemma here, basically. What I kind of want to do here is I kind of want to just let the switch clock turn down there, and I don't really want to knock them out here, actually, because I have a moose down onto my Ninetales. I kind of want to just let the moose go through. I shouldn't have shielded this one up, to be fair. This was an obvious one that still was just a Power Punch. If I didn't shield this move up, I still maybe had a better chance, to be fair. I think this was kind of the thing that threw the game for me. I will be able to now at least go ahead and knock them out with my Ninetales, which is really nice. But of course, the opponent going to get at least one fast move here, I think even 2 fast moves in, which turns them to have 3 fast moves now. No, they have 4 fast moves. So they're going to be able to sadly outspeed me to the next charge move here. I wouldn't have knocked them out anyway. They're going to win this final game here. But I mean, this was a hard counter game. But still, this was a lot of fun. I went 7-3 with this team. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and I see you later, hopefully, for a video for the current rank 1 in the world team. Otherwise, I hope you have a great research day for the Stunfisk, and I see you then. Bye!